What's good with y'all? It's zSneakerHeadz. I'm back with yet another sneaker review. And as you can see from the title and thumbnail, what I have in the box is the upcoming flu game Jordan 12s. First, let's check out the box. As usual, Jordan Brand maintained its authenticity of its true to original packaging. Unlike the 2016 release, these come with the Nike logos on the box. The 2016 version had the Jordan logos. The colorway on these is black and varsity red. Retail will be $210 and they will be available in full family sizing as well and are set to release on Saturday, March 1st at your typical retailers like Foot Locker, DTLR, Dick's Sporting Goods, Champs Sports, and of course the Sneakers app. Point is, a majority of retailers will be carrying this shoe, but I will say if you really want this shoe, do not sleep. This year Jordan Brand is planning to cut back on the production numbers on some of their more important retro releases. Now let's go ahead and take these out the box and check out these kicks. Right off the bat, at first glance, these do look very similar to the 2016 retro. Both represent Jordan Brand's remastered program, with the 2016s being remastered V1 and the 2025s being remastered V2. There are definitely some huge differences, and I will compare these to the 2016 later in this video. As you take a closer look at the tongue, the stitching does look to be a bit more refined, and they definitely gave the Jumpman logo a bit more definition. The black tumbled leather upper is very plush, and the overall quality seems to be really good. Here's a look at the heel. This time around, Jordan Brand focused on making the height, cut, and shade of red much closer to the 1997 release. Jordan Brand's objective was to meticulously replicate the original 1997 design. I'm glad that we got these to release this year instead of the Bloodline Jordan 12s because those were originally scheduled to release this year. And here's a picture of them on the screen. This is how they were gonna look, but Jordan Brand hit that Uno reverse card and said, nope, we're gonna give the people what they want. Now here's a bit of history behind the nickname. Long story short, back in 1997 during Game 5 of the NBA Finals, Michael Jordan appeared very sick. Initially, everybody believed that he had the flu. Years later, it was discovered that he actually had food poisoning. The night before Game 5, MJ was feeling hungry and decided to order food. Since all the restaurants were closed at the time, he ordered a pizza and devoured it entirely. MJ was kind of confused because there were a couple of different pizza guys that showed up to the hotel, but that definitely didn't stop him from getting those good eats in. Consequently, eating that pizza gave him food poisoning, and he became very sick. But MJ still did his thing and dropped 38 points during that game. It's a pretty crazy story. They broke it down in the Last Dance documentary. Definitely an interesting story. The shape on these looks to be improved a ton. Let's go over the history of each release. So originally these released in 1997. It has that black tumbled leather upper and varsity red midsole and outsole. They released again in 2003 with very similar specs. Fast forward to 2009, they released with the little emojis on the side and the tongue. Now this shoe had the flu game branding on it. In 2016 they returned in the remastered form. As I mentioned earlier, they didn't have true to OG packaging. They had the Jordan logos on the box instead of Nike, and there were just a couple of details that they missed. Now this year in 2025 we are seeing them return again, and they're being remastered once again. This time around Jordan Brand is paying very close attention to detail and making sure that we get something very close to the original this time. Definitely a super solid shoe. Again, these are dropping on March 1st in full family sizing, which is men's, grade school, preschool, and toddler sizing. This year's edition of the retro will be priced at $210. For reference, the 2016 retro was priced at $190. Taking into account of inflation and other factors, the retail price of the new and improved retro is $20 higher than before. These won't be as easy to get as they were in 2016, as a majority of production this year will have reduced numbers. Now I've been talking a bunch about the 2025 release. Let's go ahead and compare them with the 2016s. Alright, so pictured on the screen is the 2016 release. They do look very similar to the 2025. There are definitely some differences like the overall shape and toe box, and I believe they have a slightly different shade of red. As far as the leather quality goes, I would probably have to give it to the 2016. Definitely has a better tumbled feel than the 2025. Visually, you can also see that difference. Moving to the heel tab, pretty straightforward. It looks pretty much identical. The biggest difference that I noticed was the height. The 2025 is on the left and the 2016 is on the right. This year's pair definitely sits a bit higher up, making these another step closer to the 1997 release. Onto the medial side, again these look pretty identical. The toe box on the 2025 is just a bit more sleek. And last but not least, here's a look at the outsoles. Pretty straightforward once again, but I noticed on the 2025 release that the carbon fiber pops out a lot more. Here's a look at the tongues with the 2025 on the left and the 2016 on the right. This year's retro has much finer stitching. And here's a side by side with the 2016 on the left and the 2025 on the right. The 2016 release had Air Jordan branding on the box instead of Nike. As a bonus, here's a comparison of the flu games from this year, the cherries from 2023, the playoffs from 2022, and the taxis from 2013, in which I cooked. I wear these a lot. Here's a shot of the heel. You can see the differences in height and shape, and they are in ascending order from 2013 to 2025. All are of course OG colorways, and the taxis will be back later this year. There have been a ton of improvements throughout the years. Keep in mind these gold aglets did not come with the 2013 taxis, I added those myself. I thought it would be pretty funny to throw the taxis in considering how beat they are, but it still kind of shows you how the shape looked in 2013 compared to now. Next is the playoff side by side with the flu games. They both have that very nice tumble leather on the upper, and overall pretty good quality. Lastly is the comparison between the flu games and the cherries. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite OG colorway is. As you can probably tell, my favorite is the taxi. I'm glad Jordan Brand is finally deciding to bring those back true to OG later this year. But overall, I feel like this year's Jordan 12 flu game is worth the cop. They have overall good quality leather, true to OG specs, and major improvements from the last release. Let me know in the comment section if you guys will be picking these up. They do drop on Saturday, March 1st in full family sizing, with men's retailing at $210. Alright y'all, that's all for today's video. Please drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'm having a really fun time shooting these reviews for you guys, and I'm happy to see all the positive feedback, so I'm going to be sure to keep these rolling. 2025 is a great year for Jordan Brand, having it be their 40th anniversary. They're bringing back the Taxi Jordan 12s later this year, along with the Mellow 12s and the French Blues. Tons of exciting heat is returning this year, and we will also be seeing a bunch of collabs. At the end of every review, I ask you guys which shoes you would like to see me review next. I will tell you guys this, I do have the Grape 5s. I'm about to film the content for them, and the video should probably go up on Wednesday or Thursday. And if you haven't checked out my last video, it was on the 2025 White Cement 4s, and they are on a lot of people's top priority list for this year. And if you would like an entire rundown of the 2025 Air Jordan release dates from top to bottom, go ahead and check out my video. I'll be sure to link it here. My name is zSneakerHeadz. I'm known for posting first looks and release dates, and just being on point with everything. Be sure to follow all of my social media accounts linked in the description below. I mainly use Instagram and X. But as far as YouTube goes, if you're not subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell next to it, and turn post notifications to all so you never miss an upload. I appreciate everyone's support. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.